Yellow chips only 1,000. 8,000 raised, getting plenty of respect around this table, including the big blind Jason Gray, and this pot's over. Nobody wants to play with Devilfish Ulliott, Roy Brindley. He doesn't look happy about it. Come on, won't you come out to play?
Well, I'll fire a stat at you. You know, we're five-handed now, and with 5 players at the table dealt 2 whole cards apiece, the probability that one of them holding an ace is near 60%. It's about 59% chance that someone will be dealt an ace every round of the table.
Bauer not finding that elusive bullet and folding up shop. But Jones looks like a deep reach. He's found a big slick there. He got the ace and a king to go along with it. And he's put in 12,000 on the back of it, or 10,000, excuse me, 4 plus 6, quickly called by the Ulliott. He says, if I can't get you to play with me, I'll play with you. And we're head up now for the flop. And it'll be on Ulliott.
Now, Gary Jones will recognise that's a good flop for him. Will Dave Elliott have a 3? Very doubtful. Could he have a jack? Possible, but very doubtful. Has he got a pair? Again, it's a 16-to-1 shot to get a pair pre-flop. So Gary Jones will probably think he's winning.
Ulliott, of course, in a tough spot right here. No pair, king high. I do believe he's checked it to Gary Jones. Or he's having a big think about it first. Jones hunched over the table, waiting for the Devilfish to act.
Well, he raised pre-flop. I called his raise. Did that scare him? If he's played an ace with a kicker, the probability is he's missed, which is very true, Dave Elliott. But if I bet, what's the probability of it getting
I've
through?
never seen Elliott take this long, to make a decision. What's he thinking about? He must not know the action. He has to. They've both checked. Haven't they both checked? They would never. He would.
Check.
Check, check. Gary Jones checking that flop. Action back on Devilfish now, who is going deep.
14,000.
Marina's announced the bet is 14,000. And what has Gary Jones got himself into here, Roy?
Well, I think he should have bet. This is impressive. If he calls this is mightily impressive.
Call.
Gary Jones allowing Devilfish to bluff and calling it.
Now, he's probably taken Devilfish holding a big club, and he's taken that bet as a semi-bluff.
14,000 bet and called on the turn, and that'll make Gary Jones happy. 2 pairs with an ace. He's actually winning at this stage. And Devilfish is going to try and bluff again.
This is mightily brave. Mightily brave if he does. It's brilliant. It's quite brilliant, but it's very, very brave.
50,000 in this pot. Ulliott
Check.
giving up the ghost. Check, check, showdown. Gary Jones shows his ace. We'll take this pot. The Devilfish had a stab at it. But
Gary Jones, his confidence will grow and grow and grow. What a fantastic call I made on the turn. How did I suss that out? I'm playing well. That will do him absolutely no harm whatsoever at this stage.
Not only that, but Jones has just taken over the chip lead, and that easy smile from the choir boy
There you go, boys. Don't let him run over
could
you.
belie that he is
Just an
a
example
fierce
of what to
competitor.
do when you're playing
16th
with the
place,
fish.
of course, Roy, in the World Series of Poker this year. Or 17th place, the top British finisher.
$175,000 for finishing 17th. Can you imagine? What is the world coming to? Find me another sporting event anywhere where you can finish 17th and take home $175,000.
Not a bad payday, but he was forced to work for 6 days to get it, and now has found a pair of pocket nines to go along with his chip lead. 10,000 straight under the gun. Devilfish says, if I can't beat you once, I'll try it again. In from the small blind. And Ulliott has found 2 5s.
That's a very strange call with a pair of 5s, because unless a 5 comes on the flop, he's certain not to like it.
24,000 in the pot. These two developing a bit of a relationship, but they've played plenty of poker together in London cash games, and that's a royalty flop. 10 Jack
Thanks,
Queen.
I know that. I've played a little
Devilfish
bit
can't
before.
like that one bit.
Well, Jonesy won't be too disappointed in that because he knows, well, he suspect that an 8 will make him a straight, which will win. He thinks a king will probably be good enough to give him a straight, which will win.
14,000.
And he knows a 9 will give him 3 of a kind. There you go. Very strange call, that pair of 5s. I don't like that, you know.
The check was to Gary Jones. He popped at it, and the Devilfish laid them down. So Jones going 2-0 right now in sparring rounds against the man from Hull. But this one is far from over. Although Gary Jones, currently the chip leader, he's been very unlucky on television, Roy. Gary Jones never making it through to a televised poker final before, although he's played in several tournaments.
I'll tell you why that was a bad call by Devilfish. If you hold any pair pre-flop in Hold'em, the probability that one of those cards will appear on the flop is over 7.5 to 1. So you are calling an even money shot at 7.5 to 1. And as I say that, the fish wakes up with a big slick.
Ace king from the button, and the devil has been relentless from this position, but now he's found a hand, 10,000 raise, putting the pressure back on Gary Jones. Devilfish will go all day with Gary Jones, and Gary Jones has a very tough decision here, Roy, because that looks like a big hand, doesn't it?
Absolutely, 5-handed. He knows the value of that hand. He's so unfortunate to find. Big re-race.
And I do believe Gary Jones is going to leave all his money because the Devilfish has announced all in immediately and stuck all his chips in. And Gary Jones, who has just put 40,000 in the pot, it may have to leave those chips behind.
Count, please, Marina.
Well, I tell you what, it's marginal. It's very marginal, but Gary Jones has enough chips to lay this hand down.
The mass is all right.
They're counting the re-raise. It's about, well, it'll be about 90,000. This pot is massive.
Gary Jones is a favourite to lay this hand down. He is not pot committed.
Jones all of a sudden
120,000.
looking worried. Devilfish, all his chips in the middle for the first time tonight, and Gary Jones has Elliott covered. So if Jones does call, it'll be the devil all in, although leading and in a strong position.
Yeah, but Gary Jones knows if he calls, he'll be down to the absolute foul. A bowl of rice left in front of him. He has enough chips to lay this down, wait for a better opportunity to commit all his chips.
Gary Jones counting out his stack behind the line. Remember, it's not a bet till it crosses that yellow line. Gary Jones.
Gary Jones is going to look to his right, look to his left and say, hey, there's some easy chips on offer here. Let's lay this one down. Let's swallow. Let's just take this on the chin and start again.
Roy, Devilfish has raised every hand he's had from the button. 8-4, 9-4.
Jesse, this isn't a raise. This is a re-raise. As ferocious as a Rottweiler on acid. And his bark is bigger than his bite.
Can we get a song now, Dave, while I think about it?
Gary Jones with a very tough decision. And Roy, the more he thinks about it, the less he has to like it.
Gary Jones, you're sat there. You've committed enough chips to the pot. Someone's come over the top again. Now, what do you think this guy's got? Let's be practical. If you think he's got a pair of 5s, you know you're marginal outsider. Do you want to gamble at this stage? Can you wait for a better opportunity? There are easy chips on the table to be had. Why has he gone over the top? Let's take him for a genuine hand. What is that genuine hand? Ace king, ace queen. I'm in desperate shape. Pair of queens, pair of kings, pair of aces. Let's just get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. Hallmark of a good poker player, not rushing big decisions. But Gary Jones has just been notified by Thomas Kremser, the tournament director, that the clock is ticking. He's had the clock put on him, which means, Roy Brindley, he's only got 1 minute to make up his mind. And if he doesn't make a decision before that, his cards will be dead.
I still maintain he will fold.
Do I get a 10-second, Thomas?
Yes. Thomas Kremser, of course, one of the most experienced tournament directors in Europe. If he thinks Gary Jones has had enough time, he has, and Jones now clock ticking.
That's the choir boy praying.
It's 94,000. Most of Jones' chips to call here. Look how calm he is, Roy.